Hello all and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I have another Ponytown news video update for you. That was a mouthful. But today I have some more news for you because we got another update for Ponytown, and I want to kind of, use the last bit of the video to kind of explain something, so stick around for the end because this may be very important for future updates to the main Ponytown game. Now, this update here is version 0.70.0. They added the ability to wear different sleeves, the ability to wear different pants legs, all kinds of cool things like that, and I want to show that all off here today in this video to kind of explain to you how all of this works. Now, starting off, I want to go to like the main thing, like the main body thing here, because we have a new bar here that has all kinds of new features and stuff. We can very easily flip the character over here in the preview editor, so Skella is now facing the other direction. That's always been the thing, but that was added a while ago, and they optimized it by allowing you to use this up here in this corner. There you have the ability to toggle the name off now, though. So if you don't want the name to show up in that preview for whatever reason, you can remove that. Perhaps you want to take a screenshot of your character and you don't want the name to appear for whatever reason, or maybe you don't have a good name for it, so you don't want to like show your placeholder name. You can now remove the name before you take a screenshot, or do whatever it is that you're doing with this previewer. Now you can also turn the head in the previewer, which is extremely good. There's all kinds of cases where you're gonna want to do something to one side of the face or something to one of the ears, but not necessarily both of the ears. You're gonna want to do something in some special way, like if you want to mess with like the right eye or the left eye and you can't really see those eyes, you don't necessarily have to flip the entire character. You can now just flip just the head and kind of check out that real quick and see what it would look like in game. So if you're making something like a snake or some other creature that normally would be very difficult to turn the head and everything like that, you can test to see what if it would break your your character if you turn the head. You can test that now before you get in the game. You can also zoom in on your character up to 6 times. This feature actually carries over into the main game as well. So if I go ahead and jump into the main game, you can now zoom in further than you normally can. So I can zoom in really close. Look how far this zoom is. Let's see the zoom. This zoom is 8 times. So you can zoom in really close to your character, and I like that, but that is insane to me. That is a huge zoom. I don't know necessarily how practical this will be, but maybe you can find some game mode that you want to do, and you can mess around with this and be like, oh, this game mode has to be 8 times zoomed because you don't get to see very much of your screen, or maybe you're in a small area with your friends or whatever like that, and there's a lot of chitter and chatter around you, and you only want to focus on this area around you. You can zoom all the way in and hide all those messages that way instead of going to your settings and change all those. So something else I want to mention while I'm here in Ponytown anyway, I want to mention that yes, they did improve mobile a little bit. If you go to your settings and go to just regular settings up here, go to the last tab over here on the controls tab, you can now it actually won't let me do it from the computer. I guess that makes sense because obviously I'm not, but I'm going to put up a thing up here right now of the mobile version so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But if you go to your settings like this and click on the settings icon, the settings thing there, and go all the way to the last tab there, it's going to be a little controller icon, and then at the bottom there's a bar there that can adjust your opacity for your bubble when you're using mobile. So that mobile bubble opacity that we've been wanting, that thing that I put in my wish list video that people have been wanting for a little bit, that is now a thing. You can't remove the bubble entirely. You will still always have a tiny bit of a bubble there. It's very small though. It's about as small as like a regular mouse or whatever, but you can adjust this opacity and this size as much as you want. You can have it at 100%, which is default, or you can turn it all the way off, or you can have it somewhere in the middle. This is an extremely good feature, and I cannot wait to see how people take advantage of that. This is definitely going to be good for content creators who for whatever reason cannot record on regular PC. So if you have to record on mobile now, you now have the option to remove almost all of the bubble. And I think this is a great compromise. I think having it very tiny, sort of like a mouse, is probably the best way to do it, other than to just completely remove it. But I don't know how completely removing it would affect the game. So I think this is a good good feature, and I'm so glad they added it. So anyway, let me get back to all these editing things over here and kind of show you a little bit more. So in addition to this little hotbar right here, there's 2 more tabs here, and I'll show you those in a moment. We now have hotkeys for each of them. So if you actually hover over this, it will say zoom in and out with O and P. So I can preview that zoom. I can press O and P to zoom all the way out. I can go all the way out. I can go all the way in just by pressing buttons on my key. I can also turn the head with H, just like I can in game. You can also just remove the name by pressing N. So if I want to remove the name, I can just press N instead of having to go all the way back to the body tab and pressing this button here. I can also flip the character without having to go up to this corner, or by pressing this, I can just press F and it will rotate the character. Look at Skelly go. Look at her go. And yeah, this is great. This is a really great feature that is going to be used a lot. The fact that there's hotkeys for this now is extremely useful. I do have one suggestion though. Since you already moved the flip tab up here in the top right corner, I do suggest you basically move all of these things, this whole bar, and copy it up here in this corner, or even on the side right here. I think that would be a really good way for people that perhaps may be on mobile or something like that, can't use hotkeys. They'll be able to find that bar up there on the side very easily and be able to click it and adjust their things and stuff. I think that should be what the case is. That's just my suggestion. So these other 2 here are an undo and redo. So for example, if I change Skella's body color to some random color and I change it to white or whatever, I can press this undo tab, or I can press Z and it will completely redo whatever I just did. By the way, Skella looks really weird when she's like solid white. It looks like she's gotten into some kind of accident. She's bleached Skella. But anyway, I can press Z to undo that, or I can press Y to undo what I just undid. So there's an undo redo now, and you can obviously press this button over here instead to do it. So you can click it, or you can press Z and Y to undo and redo. This is an extremely good feature that is just going to be good. Now I will say we've already had something similar-ish to this that you may have not have known about. If you go here and like adjust the color of something, let's say adjust the color of this or whatever, I can actually press Control Z, and in some cases it will actually redo it. It doesn't always redo it, but sometimes it does. Yeah, there it goes. It redid it without me, pressing anything. I just pressed Control Z and it undid it. That's always been a thing, but it's been really janky, and sometimes it works, but now there's an official way. If you accidentally do something, you can just press Z and it will undo it, and you can go back. I don't know how far back you can go, but you can go back pretty far, I imagine. So in addition to all that, we have some new features to the actual items and stuff. We have pants that have changed, and we have chest stuff that have changed. So if you put on a hoodie, for example, that has now changed. You can now change it to where both sleeves are different. I can change it to where I want the right sleeve to be, like this or whatever, and then the other sleeve can be just a regular sleeve. So if I flip my character real quick, you can see that there's a regular sleeve there. I can toggle this by simply pressing the match sleeves, and so now both of them are gone because I've matched them, or I can undo that and now both of them are different, and I can go down and see which sleeves. There, here it is. Sleeve right, it will actually tell you sleeve right and sleeve left, so it tells you which one's which. If I want this to be a little bit torn or something, I can actually change the color of that, and it won't affect the other side at all, even if I put something like this. So you can change the both sleeves now, which is extremely useful. Now if you want to as well, you can do the same thing to the pants legs. So if I click this to not match pants legs, it's on by default. You can adjust the left pants leg, and you can adjust the right pants leg. So if I want to, for example, give some pants, I can do like a rainbowy thing over here, and then say no pants leg on the other side. So that looks a bit like this, which is a little bit weird. I can see uses for this, but thinking of it as like pants that are only on half your body, it's so bizarre to me. But anyway, you can now put pants on half your body instead of both your body, or you can adjust the sleeves on either side of your pants, which is very, very useful. Now, in addition to that, there's also this ability here that we can now put the butt mark over the pants. So if I click that, my mark will appear there, which is extremely useful. I just noticed it still considers this pants. It still considers this left side of me pants, even though or this right side of me, that's my right leg, it still considers that my pants because my mark isn't showing over that, which is very bizarre. It's almost like they just make the pants invisible or something when you just remove it, which is interesting. I would love to see it to where it doesn't do that, so that you can have a mark on half your body and then not the other half. I think that would be really, really cool or something. I don't know. But anyway, you can now put your butt mark over your pants. So if you wanted to, you could have a pair of pants here and then adjust your mark to be something like a pocket, to adjust it to look like it's torn, to adjust it to look like some other thing that I can't think of at the moment. And you can adjust that to fit your clothing better. So it's almost clothing customization to another level, which is just amazing. And I can't wait to see how people use that. There's definitely 100% going to be some species, some genius out there that takes advantage of this to create a species, to create new uniforms for regiments, to do this, to do that. There's going to be all kinds of insane things done with just this one simple thing. The fact that you can put a butt mark over pants, and that fact that you can, do half pants or adjust the sleeves on either pants or either shirt sleeve. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, there's not much else to say. Like I said, they added the the levels up to 8 times. They changed the mobile opacity, like I mentioned earlier, and then of course they fixed a couple of things, but none of these are anything that you're probably going to notice anyway, unless you've obviously had those issues before. But they fixed removing walls not working, fixed flipped glasses pattern, stuff like that. These things are fixes to things I never even noticed were an issue in the first place, so you probably won't notice them either. But now that we're at the end of the video, I do want to mention that there's something that, oh my god, I gotta fix my character. I gotta revert Skilla back. But anyway, now that we're at the end of the video, I do want to mention that Ponytown for events had these features before Ponytown had these features. This is an extremely important detail that I want you all to know, because Ponytown for events seems to be getting some of these things before regular Ponytown. Keep an eye on Ponytown for events, because they are getting things before the regular Ponytown game is. So they had, this bar here days in advance before regular Ponytown had them. I don't know if they have the sleeve thing yet or not, but they probably do. They don't have the sleeve thing yet, but some of these features are appearing here before they're appearing in Ponytown. So I encourage you all to create an account on the Ponytown event server, play around with that so that you can have some characters for any kind of event that may be happening. And in addition, this will allow you to see almost a preview of things that are to come for the main game. It's very interesting, and I just love it. I can't wait to see what people do with these small features and these small changes. There's definitely going to be some insane things, and I for one am probably going to have my Skella or any of my characters always zoomed in to like 6 times, because yeah. I think there was one more thing I wanted to mention. Here, and this is a little bit of a nitpicky thing, but I just now noticed it actually. Oh, well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Okay. Well, the thing I was going to say is you can zoom into 8 times here on the main game, but in this previewer, you can only zoom into... wait, what happened? Why is it only 4 times now? That's weird. Didn't that say 6 a minute ago? What happened? That must be some kind of bug or something. Unless I was in Ponytown for events and I got confused. No, there's no way. That used to say 6. Why doesn't that say 6 anymore? Did they change it mid-recording or something? But anyway, yes, that's gonna do it for the video now. I'm sorry, I'm so flabbergasted now here at the end of this. Maybe if I switch over here and then switch back, maybe that'll fix it or something. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so they're there. That was some kind of bug or some kind of glitch that happened there. Maybe that hopefully that'll get patched soon. But anyway, that's going to do it for the video. I do hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please like, subscribe, share, and do those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. And that's not all you get. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.